Hey guys! How are you all doing? So just let me know if you can see me and hear me. I do want to let you know that while I found my microphone while unpacking things, I have no idea where the cord is. So I have to use my computer's microphone until I find it. So just let me know that you can hear me okay. If not, I don't know what we're going to do because I don't have a backup microphone. But I hope you guys are doing well. I missed you guys last week, but I had a fantastic time at the concert. I'll be talking about that a little bit later. Ugh. But yeah, come in, get settled. Let me know what you're enjoying to drink while we're here. So I am currently having a loaded tea. I really like these guys. They're super tasty, super refreshing. They have like green tea and then like caffeine powder. So they're, energy boosting. This flavor, so the bottom is made up of lemonade and pineapple. Oh, I missed you. Sound good to me. Great. Awesome. The bottom layer has lemonade and pineapple, the green tea and the caffeine powder, and then the top layer has grape and collagen powder. So it's an interesting combination, but it works out great. And we were having a little bit of conversation in the chat before I went live. So, hey Jingles, how are you? It looks like you're having coffee and you're going to the fair today, which I think is awesome. I have not been to like a fair in quite a while. Let's see. Shelby, water. Yes. So it's funny enough. While I was at the concert, I got water. Oh gosh, I can't remember. Okay, I'm going to have to pull up the picture because I don't remember what it was called, but it was funny. Hold on. I just had to scroll a little bit because I have taken so many pictures of the new house since then. There it is. There you go. It was called Liquid Death, and it was just mountain spring water. And at the bottom of it, it says "Murder Your Thirst." But I thought that was hilarious. I don't know. I'm easily amused. But anyway, I was also having water. Let's see. I'm just going down through comments. And Shelby says I was loud and clear. Let's see. Missed me. I need to know. Oh. I need to know what's. Yes. I will explain. But anyway. Like I said, I hope you guys are doing great. Thank you for joining me. I have lots of things I want to talk about today. I even sat down and made a list over breakfast. But I mean, the first and obvious is, oh, I moved the whole desk. We're in the new house. Yay! So anyway, this is actually, I'm going to shift my desk back. My writing room. It also has Anthony's gaming setup, which is also kind of my gaming setup because I've been playing a lot of State of Decay, which is a zombie game that I'm obsessed with because they just put out the new update is in the beta phase. So I do play the beta stuff, and so I'm getting to try it out, and it's so cool. But the desk over here, that is going to be for my Cricut. I've also been doing a little bit of writing there just because I like to spread out. It's nice. Woot woot. Yes. Woot woot, you do. And then over here on my right is my bookshelf and like my filing cabinets and stuff. And then I have my little roll top desk that I'm currently using. So it's coming together. There are very, very few boxes left to unpack. Mostly it's just like winter stuff and extra blankets and things that we don't like immediately need right now, which is good. I mean, like everything that we need is out and about. And we're settling in really nicely. We, I took pictures of, hold on. I took pictures. There you go. These are some of the pictures that I took of my writing room. So I have a little reading nook, which I think is super cute. I still have to hang my TARDIS lights, and that'll complete my little TARDIS corner there. But yeah, then the second picture is my desk and my bookshelf. My bookshelf is now full of books. And then the third picture is my roll top desk with my books displayed above the window, which I think is super cute. I love that idea. I'm brilliant. I know. But no, we're settling in really well. We have been using the kitchen, which is really nice to actually have like a full-size kitchen, because in the other house, the kitchen was like a smaller kitchen, plus it had the washer and dryer. So it didn't have like any counter space at all. We made it work, obviously. But to actually have a full-sized kitchen, and it's been a game changer. I got dinner in the crock pot now. It's just, I don't know, it's just different, and I love it. It has like these big open windows too. And then there's also a door in the kitchen that you can just open the door and let all the sunlight in. I tell you, I was originally very apprehensive about moving, just because of where the house is, and being further from work and having neighbors, and I don't know. I was just a little apprehensive about it, but like coming to see it absolutely made it feel better. Seeing it a second time made me feel better. But actually being in this house, like I can't tell you how blessed I feel. Just all the opportunity, all the potential for, like it's our home, and we can do what we want. We can make it our home. And I'm just really excited for other things that are going to come. The window in front of me here, it actually also looks out over part of the yard that has my she shed in it. So I'm going to have a writing shed eventually. Currently, it doesn't have any like air that blows. And I don't know if the window's open. I haven't really checked. So it's really stuffy inside. So we have to do a little bit of work to it just to get it a little more comfortable and functional. But I hope to be doing some of these writing chats out there, or at least, part of my vlogs or something, just because it's another space that I can utilize. Especially, whenever Anthony gets in here and starts gaming, it'll be nice to have, a second space that I can go to, if I need like more quiet time or whatever. Let's see. Oh, hello. Nice to have you here. I was just checking my comments and I saw a new one. That's exciting. So anyway, yes, we are moved into the house. Oh, and I did want to show you something else pretty cool. So the other day, we had some neighbors come and knock on our door, and they were welcoming us to the neighborhood. And I thought that was so cool. So they brought us some zucchini from their garden. And then the biscuits are zucchini buttermilk biscuits that she homemade. And then she gave us a little baggie of some cozy tea, which I'm super excited to try out, and some flowers. So I have never had, like, I've had neighbors that I've talked to and have been friendly with, but I've never had like neighbors actually just like come and welcome me, like, good old fashioned neighbors. It was probably the sweetest thing I've ever seen. And I'm really excited for where we are. And I hope, to, actually meet the neighbors face to face, because this was dropped off while I was at work. But yeah, I'm really liking where we are. It's super cute. Also, like down the road is like a market. And I say market, but it's literally everything you could need. It has a deli, fresh produce, groceries, fresh baked goods, hardware, home decor. Like it's literally everything in this little store, but it's very nice to just have that just right down the road in case we need something, especially being further from town where we used to live, where Walmart was 2 minutes away. We don't have that anymore. So it's nice to have that. Let's see. Oh, Anthony is here too. Hello. Let's see. Yes, that is nice. Ah, wow, look at that awesome computer setup behind you. Wonder whose that is. I was just telling them how your nice computer setup is also my nice computer setup because I've been playing zombie games and I feel like I've used it more than you. So I think it's my setup. But, thanks. Ah, gosh. And medieval tower. Ooh. Yes. I'm super excited for the she shed just because, like I said, it's going to be like my own space. It's not like, I mean, I say I'm sharing this writing room, but as you can see, all my fiance has is his desk and his computer. The rest of this room is completely mine. But I feel like it's just also going to be a little different in the she shed, just because I can just decorate to my heart's content. Like I don't have to conform to what the house looks like to be aesthetically pleasing. Like I can do whatever I want out there, and I'm super excited for that. Let's see. Not even. I've been taking your stuff from day one. Don't even. Anyway, I'm gonna check my checklist here and see where were we at. Oh, okay. So the next thing on the list, I think the last time I talked to you 2 Wednesdays ago, I was going to go have a dress fitting, wedding dress, because that's in 3 months. I can't believe it snuck up on me. All this house stuff has really eaten a lot of my wedding planning time. But the fitting went great. The dress still fit as well as it did whenever I first picked it out. It had the sleeves, they're not like real sleeves. Like they look like real sleeves all the way up and then they're translucent. So it kind of gives the illusion of sleeveless, but I can't do sleeveless. So they had to be taken up a little bit because they were a little loose. But as far as fitting, form fitting, it was perfect. Show the dress. Ha ha ha. No. Just so you guys know, my fiance very, very, very much is trying to see the dress. And that is the only reason I have not shown it on any of these live streams is because here he is. But anyway, so the dress fit really well. I'm also having the front of the dress hemmed up so that you can see my boots because I am wearing boots for the wedding. So all the fitting went really well. I have another fitting scheduled for first Wednesday in August, I think. I'll have to check my calendar to where I'll actually get to see all the modifications and try it on again. So I'm excited for that. Also, I did a thing. So we were at the dress fitting. It was me and two of my bridesmaids. We were at the dress fitting and then we decided to go have sushi, which was great. And then while we were having sushi, I spontaneously decided I wanted to get my nose pierced. So one of my bridesmaids lives in the area of where my dress fitting was. And she's like, hey, there's this shop just 5 minutes away. They're very clean. They take walk-ins. They're very good at what they do. So I did a thing. Let me tell you. Okay, so I have a tattoo, right? I don't really do needles. They freak me out. I have a panic attack thinking about needles. I know it doesn't hurt. I understand that. Trust me, I get it. But blood draws, they don't go well. So the tattoo was impressive enough, but I couldn't watch. For the tattoo, I could not watch. But I couldn't. But it was almost like a cat had stuck its claws in and then was just doing this. And it was irritating, but not necessarily painful until they got closer to the bone and stuff. Up here where they were getting really close to moving the wrong way, getting close to the crease. That was getting a little irritating more so. And I think it's because there's 3 colors there because it's the black and the blue and the purple. So they had gone over it several times. So that was getting a little painful. But as far as actual pain, nothing. but for my nose, so I warned the guy ahead of time. I was like, listen, I don't do well with needles. So don't like edge me on and be like, all right, 1, 2, 3, like just do it. Just do it. And he's like, okay. And like, I didn't watch him pull out any of his tools or anything. I was just sitting in the chair and like, I closed my eyes and I disassociated so hard. You do not understand. Like, I was not there at all in any sort of physical form. I was not there. But so he put the bar up the nose, like as like the back so he can go through. And he said, "Are you ready?" And I don't even know if I answered him because, like I said, I was just not there. And it went in, and that hurt. And then he pulled the bar out and was like finishing going in, and like my toes were curling because it was definitely painful. And like afterwards, I was in the car with one of the bridesmaids who was driving with me, and like the bridge of my nose was so painful, and then it went up into my head. Like, it was weird. I mean, now it's fine. Now I'm over it. It's still a little weird because like inside it makes like an L shape. And so sometimes the L shape goes upside down and it like sticks out the bottom of my nostril, which is super weird. Hope I'm not missing any comments. Okay. So anyway, that was my adventure. I got my nose pierced. I don't regret it, but I don't think I would have done it again had I known. I don't know. But I have to leave it in for about 8 weeks, he said, before I can change it. But I do kind of want to switch it out to a loop because I think a loop would look cute. But anyway, so yeah, moved into house, wedding, nose piercing. Also, since our last chat, I went to a concert. I also have pictures of that. Hold on. There we go. So I went to a Fall Out Boy concert because Fall Out Boy is my all-time favorite band. And I bought tickets in February. And so I finally got to go last Wednesday. And it was literally the best time ever. 100 out of 10. Recommend. Would do again. Oh, hold on. I'll come back to your question in just a second. So anyway, concert was fantastic. I dressed up, did my emo thing. We made bracelets to trade. It was just so good. I wish I could just go back to every single stop on their tour because it was so good. Anyway, let me come back to your question because there we go. So what genre do I write? It's a little bit of a mix. My debut novel, Sacrificial Lamb, is a dark fantasy. It deals with angels and demons, a little bit of like urban fantasy as well, just because it is set in like a city. But then my second book, which I'm going to talk about in just a little bit, is a short story companion to Sacrificial Lamb. It's called Side Effects. It follows one of the side characters because I absolutely fell in love with him, so I had to write his backstory. My third book, Change of Breed, is a zombie dog novella. So I work as a vet tech as my day job, and one day I was just like, man, what would happen if the zombie apocalypse happened while I was at work? And so I wrote the book, and the dogs became zombies because that's a worse nightmare for a vet tech. But more recently, my genre has been a little more young adult. My fourth book that I have written and published is called Haven. It is a young adult dystopian about a girl who lives in a walled city to keep everybody who's not infected protected from those who are infected. Not necessarily zombie infected, but they had a sickness. It's funny because it kind of came out around COVID time. But this sickness wiped out like a majority of the population, unlike COVID, thank goodness. But anyway, it does have a sequel coming out. That's actually the next book that I'm going to write is the sequel to Haven. And then the fifth book, the book that I am currently trying to publish that has been a complete nightmare mostly due to this move. But my 5th book is a young adult paranormal fantasy about 2 twin witches who were separated at birth and are discovering their powers and finding each other. So, in a nutshell, I write a little bit of everything, but I am definitely finding that I'm enjoying the young adult genre. Just, I don't know. It just seems more fun. But I'm also, I mean, Change of Breed, the zombie one, I'm definitely going to add to it. There's going to be another book. That one's more of a passion project just because it was just super fun to write, to write my nightmare. It was great. So anyway, hope that helps. I also have in the description box, I have side effects linked on my website where you can buy a signed copy. However, if you are interested in any of the other books that I just mentioned, it'll take you to my website so you can find all of them there. But anyway, thank you. So anyway, concert was great. Let me go back to my list. Okay. We're going to do a double Toil and Trouble update. Ugh, let me get a drink. Anyway, excuse me. My throat was getting a little dry. I haven't talked this much in so long. Anyway, for Double Toil and Trouble, the update for that, and I put out a video on Monday, just kind of giving you an idea of what I've been going through with pre-orders, because I obviously had to postpone my pre-order from my website, and I had to, my pre-order was canceled by Amazon. So if you're interested, go look at my most recent video and it'll tell you about that. But I also have a vlog coming out on Saturday, where I'm going to be talking about actually finishing and publishing Double Toil and Trouble, because the book is done, the formatting is done, and at this point in time, I have submitted it to Amazon so that they can review the files and okay it so that I can order my author copies so that I can ship them out to you guys. So that is my update. So it's coming soon, very, very, very soon. And I'm excited because it has been a long, long journey to get this book published. But I'm still waiting on Amazon to give me the green light. I'm a little afraid that since they canceled my pre-order and they're kind of like, I don't know, a little upset at my account for missing the pre-order deadline, that they're taking longer. Because normally, because it gives you a little thing. It says it could take up to 72 hours or more, depending on if your file needs work. But typically in the past, it's been like maybe 12 hours and the files are approved. And it's definitely been more than 24 at this point. So I don't know if they're just kind of upset at me. I don't know. I don't know. So hopefully it gets approved soon so I can start ordering my copies. So that's your update for Double Toil and Trouble. Let's see on my list of things. Oh, I did want to tell you guys what I'm currently reading because I'm in love with it. So I don't typically read romance. I don't write romance unless it's like a subplot. And I really don't read romance. It just doesn't do it for me usually. But I'm reading this one. It's called If the Broom Fits, and it's by Sarah Sutton. She's another author tuber, and she does vlogs. And it's a clean young adult romance, if you're curious. But I love it. It's so good. I've already read half of it. I don't know, you can't see my bookmark. There you go. And I really like it. It's cute. And I don't know, it's just like a nice, I don't know, like palate cleanser. Because normally I read a lot of like supernatural, thriller, fantasy, horror, a lot of like darker, edgier genres. So it's interesting to like actually just read a plain Jane romance. But it's actually really nice. So I do recommend so far. I do recommend. But yeah, what are you guys reading? Are you reading any interesting books right now? I mean, hopefully you're reading one of my books. No, I'm just kidding. I kid. There we go. Make sure I'm not missing any comments. Nope, we are still caught up. Okay. I also don't know what time it is and how long I've been talking. Oh, it's only 12:25. So anyway, I did want to talk to you. Oh. I got a comment. Any recommendations for a horror? So I'm a definite big Stephen King reader. Let me see. I have my bookshelf right here. Hold on. So the only horror I actually have on my bookshelf is Stephen King. I can also pull up my Kindle library, but literally anything by him, 10 out of 10. Oh, I do have, if you're a zombie reader, let me see here. I'm trying to get the book to pull up. Sorry. No. How do I? Oh, okay. I want you to go to the beginning so I can see the book cover. Maybe. There we are. So this is actually one of my favorite zombie books, but it's called Stage 3. I am so bad with this thing. But it's by Ken Stark. I really enjoy it. It's different. I don't know. Do I have anything that's not zombie? Most of the time, if I'm reading something horror, it's zombie related because I'm a zombie freak. I'm just scrolling through to see if any others catch my eye. Here's another zombie one. That's so bad. Let me see if I can pull this one up real fast. Oh, how do I get back to the beginning easier? Okay, another zombie one. It's called Death Doll. This one's really interesting. There's a twist, and I don't want to tell you the twist, but there's a twist. So read it for the twist. Like I said, most of my stuff is zombie related, so I'm trying really hard to find something that's not zombies. No. Nothing else is popping up currently. Well, okay. Don't hate me, okay? But I also enjoy Night Zero, which is a zombie book. But this one is really cool because you literally see this zombie outbreak happen from every single point of view. And normally I would think that's, I don't know, like not necessary, especially because a lot of the point of views are similar. But I don't know. It's just interesting. I don't know. I've never seen a book like literally take every single point of view and show you what's happening. And I don't know. I was intrigued. I read it super quick. That's what I got for you. Yeah, now I'm just hitting weird stuff. Okay. So those are my recommendations. They're all zombies. Let's see. You are a zombie lover. Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. I'm down for that too. I can't hate you. Well, good. Because I'm just going to give you all my zombie recommendations because that's all I've got. But anyway, um, I don't remember what I was saying before I went off on the zombie tangent, other than read this romance that's literally the far opposite. But anyway, so the big thing for today's stream, it is Side Effects Book Birthday. So, like I said, this is a short story. I mean, I think it's only like 12,000 words, maybe. So it is shorter. It's meant to be a short story. But it just, for anybody who's read Sacrificial Lamb, the character that this follows is Matthew, who plays a big part in, this is not a spoiler, I promise, a big part in Katie's demise. Hold on. Just give me a minute. Just, you hold on just a second. Okay. This is Sacrificial Lamb. This is my debut novel. Okay. So let me just read you the book description here. So it says, Katie's family, friends, and loving boyfriend have always kept her from drowning in a sea of crippling anxiety. Now, a handful of medications help her through the stressful college life. Until Matthew. Katie becomes inexplicably and unnaturally drawn to him. Her decisions no longer feel like her own. Thrust into this world of secrets, manipulations, and betrayal, she's swept up in a torrent of emotions that she can't control. When the ties with her loved ones are severed, her world closes in. She can only see one way to escape: death. But instead of finding peace in the afterlife, Katie is caught in the midst of an ancient supernatural war. When the angels have the power to control her, Katie must fight back or risk corruption and become Matthew's sacrificial lamb. So anyway, so it's not a spoiler that Katie dies. But as it reads, it kind of sounds like it's Matthew's, fault or doing. So I needed to know how Matthew got to the point that he was at. So for Side Effects, this is basically his origin story. Let's see. Let me make sure I'm not missing any comments. Looks like we're still caught up. Cool. So for his origin story, let me just read you that description. If a drug has the power to give you anything you want, would you take it regardless of the side effects? When Matthew's father and older brother leave him and his mother on their own, he stays by her side to take care of her. All he wants is her approval and attention, but she reserves that for his brother's success, When his mind goes to a dark place, he turns to drugs. It's just simple stuff until a mysterious stranger offers him something greater, something that could change his life. This new drug makes him feel on top of the world, and he slowly begins forming the relationships that he craves. But the side effects linger in the back of his mind, ready to strike without warning. Now, he has to find a balance or risk hurting those around him. So anyway, since it is Side Effects' birthday today, I was wondering, so I was thinking about reading 2 chapters, which, like I said, they're short. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So a little less than 8 pages. So I was going to read a couple chapters just to give you guys a taste. This will give you a taste of my writing if you haven't read anything by me. But also it'll give you a taste of this book. And if you want to read this one, I do have it linked on my website down below in the description box. You can either get this one, I believe it's like $5, and it comes signed with a bookmark and sticker. Or you can get the bundle and get them together, and it'll save you $4 because this is normally $15 and this is normally $5, but you can get them both for $16. Also, both will be signed and all the good blah, 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 blah. So anyway, if you guys are ready, I'm just going to read a couple chapters, okay? Let me get back to chapter 1 here. Bear with me because I promise you I will stutter at least once. All right. Chapter 1. Matthew James, are you high again? Mom stands in my bedroom doorway. Her hands are on her hips, and her face is alight with anger. Can't a guy relax in his own room without you accusing him of drugs? My response is relaxed despite the shame I should be feeling. This only makes Mom's left eye twitch, and I have to stifle the laughter wanting to bubble up my throat. Being high equals no filter. You stink, Matthew. Sober up and shower. We have company tonight. She turns away and slams the door behind her. Company? Who the hell would be visiting? Unless it's another one of Mom's dates. The thought makes the anger push away some of the haze. I swear, she only dates all these college reps and military recruiters in hopes they'll convince me that I have a future. It doesn't matter how many times I tell her that I'm not interested. I could refuse to join them, but that would probably be the last straw with her, though. She'd kick me out, and my cooking job won't pay for an apartment. I groan and get out of bed. In the bathroom across the hall, I turn on the shower and sit on the toilet while the steam fills the small room. I scroll through Facebook. My news feed is filled with the people I graduated high school with and their adventures in college. There's some drunk party pics and some bragging about test scores. I'm just about to close out of the app, but I can't stop myself from hitting the search button instead. I type in Catherine Taylor. The first profile that pops up is her. Her blonde hair glows in the sun, and her warm eyes shine with happiness, echoed by the smile on her face. She wears a white sundress and a rainbow belt that hugs her waist. I always thought that she was pretty when we were kids, but now she's just so much more beautiful. So full of life and love. The friend request button glares at me. I want to hit it. I do. My thumb hovers over the screen. But I hit the power button instead. The screen goes black and I toss the phone on the counter in front of me. She's had 7 years to find me if she wanted to. Why should I start the conversation if she's clearly not interested in rebuilding our friendship? She probably doesn't even remember me. I get up and stare at the distorted reflection in the steam-fogged mirror. The only feature I can pull out is my green eyes. Growing up, every adult would make a comment about how pretty they were. Katie used to say that they made me look magical. Once in the shower, the heat of the water runs over my back, loosening my muscles. I lather in a generic ocean-scented soap in hopes to wash the weed smell away from Mom's date. My light brown hair hangs over my eyes, and I think about standing in the shower for a few more hours instead of going down for dinner. After drying off, I sift through the small closet back in my bedroom. A pair of black jeans and a maroon t-shirt seems good enough. Downstairs, Mom is chopping a few carrots for a salad. She glances at me when I enter. At least you look decent. Her brown curls hang softly over her shoulders, and which stands out against her black, slimming sweater dress that ends at her knees. Her feet are bare, and I think back to when I was a kid and she would dance around the kitchen while making cookies, gliding effortlessly over the tiles like an Olympic figure skater. I ignore her remark. So, who's coming? His name is Bradley. He's the vice president of Camden University. Was he going to try to talk me into going to college there? Mom begins chopping the carrots with more force. What if he does? It's part of his job. Maybe you might like what you hear if you decide it's right for you. I told you I don't want to go to college or the military. You can stop leading guys on in an attempt to change my mind. You think my dating life is all about you? Matthew, Mom glides the knife tip off the carrot and up her left thumb. Blood instantly starts oozing out as she gasps in pain. I grab a kitchen towel hanging from the handle of the oven and rush to her side. I press the cloth against the gash and squeeze tight. She makes more painful noises, but I don't let go. The crimson seeps through the towel in no time. We need to go to the hospital. You're going to need stitches. But what about Bradley? She asks between sobs. I can call him while you're getting fixed up. Get your shoes on and keep a hold of that towel. We both know how the night would end anyway. I get into the driver's seat of Mom's blue van and wait for her to get into the passenger side. The road is empty and the winter sky is dark. The trip to the hospital only takes about 20 minutes with my driving. In the fluorescent lighting of the hospital's ER waiting room, I walk up to the window and relay what happened to the receptionist. She calls behind her to someone, and moments later, a nurse comes to get Mom. I dial the number she gave me to tell Bradley that his date has to be postponed. At first, he's confused that another man is calling him, but then understands once I explain the hospital trip. He says he'll call Mom later in the week to check on her, and we end the conversation. While waiting for Mom, I text Brent, asking to meet up at our usual spot. My stash is low and my stress is high. All right, chapter 2. Let me get a drink. All right. 1 more hour. The mad lunch rush leaves my body exhausted. The smell and feel of greasy fast food clings to me. I drop another round of fries in the deep fryer. Just 1 more hour. Then it's paycheck and freedom. Mom's birthday is coming up, and I want to buy her something special. This will be the first year without Dad, and Isaac probably won't make time either, so who's it left to pick up the slack? I have plans to pick up food from her favorite restaurant and then take her down to the bay. She loves being close to the water and watching the boats come in and out. Then, on the way home, we'll stop and get ice cream, because you can't have Mom's birthday without ice cream. As I dump the scorching fries into the warmer, my manager comes over and taps me on the shoulder. My office, now. Great. I follow the short, round man to the room in the back. It's more like a closet, holding only his desk, 2 chairs, and a filing cabinet. The dingy gray carpet has a few snags, and the single light overhead is a muted yellow that makes me feel more gross than the food I'm cooking. I'm not going to beat around the bush. Here's your paycheck. Today is your last day. He pulls an envelope from the top drawer in his desk and hands it to me. You're firing me? Why? This is not what I meant by paycheck and freedom. This is BS. I've had numerous customer and employee complaints about you coming to work high. I know I don't drug test, but I expect my employees to come and have the decency to work sober. If you want to dope up, do it on your day off. Dope up? Really? Look, I assure you I come here ready to work for my shift. No need to fire me. My mind's made up. You're out, kid. Leave your hat and your apron in your locker. He swivels his back to me in his chair, and I swallow the urge to chuck something at the back of his bald head. I slam the door behind me and go straight for my locker. Whatever, to hell with this place. I'll find a different job. Time to go meet Brent. Our usual meetup is in the alley between 2 abandoned buildings in the east part of town. A few gangs roam the area, but they leave us alone as long as we just do our deals and leave. Brent leans up against the brick wall, wearing jeans and a gray long-sleeve shirt. He takes a few puffs on his cigarette before acknowledging, "How much you want this week?" "Same as last. And don't give me that cheap stuff you sell to the college kids. I thought you'd treat me better than that." Brent waves a dismissive hand. Must have been a mix-up with the baggies. Won't happen again. He slips the small bag of finely chopped green drug from his pocket. Where's the money? I'll get it to you next week. No cash, no weed. I've got bills to pay too. He starts to slip the bag back into his pocket. Have I ever wronged you before? Do I need to find a new dealer? Brent starts to walk out of the alleyway. Good luck finding one that'll give you the product without payment. Now, if you're done wasting my time, I have other clients to meet with that'll pay more than a pothead like you. I stand in the alleyway fuming. I've always been good on my word. The money comes. Why is this asshole turning me down now when I need it the most? What's he playing at? Still looking to buy? A new voice bounces off the buildings. A chill runs over my spine. I turn to face the man coming up behind me. His shoulder-length brown hair is held back in a hair tie. His clean-shaven face has a strong, square jaw, and he's dressed all in black, similar to my attire. But what sets me off most about him are his eyes. They're not exactly gray. No, I'd have to call them silver. There's a dangerous feel about him. No thanks, he'll come around. With the exit I need being behind the man, I attempt to walk around him, but he grabs my upper arm. A solid gold bangle hangs on his wrist. My name's Jeremiah, and I think I have something worth your while. He doesn't look at me, but his mouth turns up in the corners. My curiosity bubbles and my desire for an escapism high wins over. As I think it, Jeremiah releases his hold as if he'd heard my thoughts. How much? You don't even know what I'm selling yet. Now, he does look at me, his sly smile growing wider. I'm only interested in weed. I don't need any of the reality-altering hard stuff. What if I told you that what I have won't affect your daily life? It'll just make you feel better. What? Like a depression pill? I've already tried the medicine cabinet high. Not interested. I try to leave again, but this time it's Jeremiah's words that stop me. Do you want to feel important? Ambitious? Like you're doing something with your life? I do want that. And your drug can do that? How? My curiosity and skepticism battles in my head. We help you see the world and yourself differently. We, being my drug and myself. Package deal. You want the fix? You have to listen to what I have to say. Red flags fly inside my head. What could this man possibly have to say that's so important? I think about it and face the man again. This isn't some weird rehab where you're going to talk me away from the drugs that you're going to give me, is it? I have no intentions on you quitting this drug. And you swear it's going to make me act normal. If I could get high around Mom, that would be good for the both of us. Can you tell I have it running in my veins right now? The man seems ordinary enough, a bit weird, but he could just be his personality. If I can think and function that well and still feel high, why wouldn't I be on this drug? Okay, how much? Well, if I heard you correctly with the other dealer, you don't have money right now. So why don't we settle up later? Ha! Suck it, Brent. Told you I'd find someone else. But this doesn't feel right. I've never seen Jeremiah around before. How does he trust that I'll even pay him? I could pay him. Maybe then I wouldn't have to listen to his story. My recently cashed paycheck sits in my wallet. But that's for Mom's birthday. Jeremiah continues to watch me, but says nothing. What if he's a creep and his talk is code for sexual favors? I shudder. What would it take for me to convince you to try this? Jeremiah breaks my internal debate. I'm just having a hard time understanding how you're benefiting. You're offering me a drug with a postponed pay date, and will let me appear normal on the outside, but feel all powerful on the inside. In exchange, all I have to do is listen to you talk about whatever. You don't know the importance behind what I have to say. The debate heats up again. Curiosity over what he wants to say eats at me. But it sounds too good to be true, which means it probably is. But I won't have the money to pay Brent until I find another job. I told him a week, but realistically, it could be longer. How long can I go without a fix? With Jeremiah's offer, I won't have to wait. Okay, that's the end of chapter 2. I'll leave you be. Like I said, the book is for sale. You can find it in my description box down below. I hope I piqued your interest a little bit with what Jeremiah is offering to Matthew. And of course, I mean, right now, Matthew seems, normal, troubled kid getting mixed up in some drugs, but ultimately doesn't seem to be the problem that Katie faces in Sacrificial Lamb. So what happens? Okay, guys, so it is 12:52. So I'm probably going to hop off of here for the week. Like I said, I released a video on Monday, just telling you about my pre-order drama. And then I have a vlog coming out on Saturday just to tell you about actually publishing Double Toil and Trouble. So I hope you guys stick around and check out my new videos. Otherwise, I will be back next Wednesday with another writing chat. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!